In 1967, I was aboard an aircraft carrier that blew up over in the Tonkin Gulf. I was below decks in the sleeping compartment, which promptly filled up with smoke as the ship caught fire. I didn't know what to do or where to go until I heard a voice at the end of a passageway say, "Come this way if you want to live." Well, I wanted to live, so I went to where the voice was. At the end of the passageway, there was a hatch, and it opened, and we went out onto the mess decks, which wasn't filled with smoke. We were just happy to be out of there. Years later, I kept hearing my name called, and I never thought much about it being the same voice. But over and over again, I'd hear my name called. Then one day I was in a class, and the instructor said something about when God wants to talk to you, he'll call your name for some people. So I thought that was interesting, and he referred it to the story of Samuel in the Bible. And he told me, next time you hear your name called, Joe, you say, "Speak, O Lord, for your servant hears." I thought, yeah, right, like God's got something to say to me. As time went on, I heard my name called again as I was about ready to fall asleep. What happened was I sat up in bed and thought to myself, yeah, let's go for it. So I said, "Speak, O Lord, for your servant hears." And at first there was nothing, but then down towards the foot of the bed, there was what looked like a piece of glitter with bright light on it. That piece of glitter blew into a huge light, and in that light was a presence of what I first thought was a woman, but when I spoke, it was odd because it was a masculine voice, and it said, "Put down your books, for they hold no truths for you. As the sands of the desert have been moved to suit the winds of time, so has the light been darkened by man's ink on the pages." Then he gave me this special baptism to do, and he told me when I was done, he'd be back and we'd speak again. Took me a while to get around to doing it, but I did, and true to his word, he came back and we began to have visits. Now, when I have a visit with an angel, I see them. They're in physical form. I can touch them and they can touch me. Over the years, Michael has given us a great amount of information. He's taught us healing modalities that work. He's taught us ways of being, to be in relationship with others that work. He's given us ways to change the world and the way the world is, and we're working on it. I would go into a lot more detail, but this is just a short little who I am. I'm just an average guy, and I have extraordinary things happen for me. But you can find all of the information and my story in the books that Michael has instructed me to write and on my webpage, which you're probably looking at already. You know, the angels, all they want for us to be is happy, healthy, prosperous, and they're doing their best, to see that that happens. They want a world of peace, but it's not up to them to do it, it's up to us. However, they're here to help us achieve it. Well, the angels want to work with us. They want to be able to influence our lives, our actions in such a way that it works for everybody. You know, one of the things that the angel said that I liked and it really touched me was one time in one of my conversations with Michael, and he was talking about God and God's love for us, and that all God is, does, bees is love, but at a level that we're incapable of understanding. But he did say this: if you knew 10% of God's love for you, your tears of joy would fill rivers. So the information in any of my books or on the web page, it's all good news. And it's about how we, as children of God, can live happier lives. So check it out. You might find something in there that appeals to you. Now, here's what I tell everybody. I only have 2 rules. One is, don't believe anything I say. If it works for you, take it and use it. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm not here to be a guru, to be a pope, to be a religious leader. I'm just here to give a message. I give the message as best I can, and people are going to do with it what it is that they want. The other rule is be open to what it is that I'm offering. You know, you just might find that it rings true for you. Sign up for the newsletter. As soon as I have a visit or there's a special event coming up, you'll know about it. So, in closing, bless your heart.